Hey guys, yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a travel video for you. So, I actually am leaving on, well, today is the Friday after Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving. You guys had a nice holiday. For John and I, it was really quiet. It was just the two of us. And we didn't, we probably could have gotten ourselves invited to somebody's house, but we just didn't tell people that we were having Thanksgiving, just the two of us, because we really felt like I don't know, we kind of used the time to just kind of reflect on the past year, and we kind of prayed over our house and that it would be a nice place for people to gather, and we just decided it was the second time in 28 years of marriage that we just did Thanksgiving, just the two of us. And I did cook. I cooked all the fixins. I just made mini batches of everything. A week from today, I am leaving to go get my mom. And so, she's buying the house not directly across the street from us, but kind of kitty corner across the street. She's going to be living with us for a bit of time. So anyway, I'm going to get her. She's going to be having movers come to pack her and load her up, and then I am going to be driving her car, and my mom is going with her across the country. So I decided to turn it into something kind of fun. I did some research, and we're going to eat at a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives location every single day across the country. I'm so excited. So I'll be covering all that kind of stuff in here, but I'm going to be flying to Tampa on Friday, and then the movers haven't given us, they were telling us that they were going to pack and load us up by the following Friday, but now they're saying it could be by Wednesday, the following Wednesday. And so I don't know. I guess we'll find out soon, because I got to make those hotel reservations across the state. But yeah, we're gonna what I'm gonna do in the time that we have leading up to the move, it could be 6 days, it could just be 4, but I'm definitely going to be spending some time with my girlfriends, who are my neighbors on my street. One of them lived next door, one lived across the street. We had the best neighbors in Florida, and I still keep in touch with them. So I'm definitely hanging out with them. Also, there are 2 restaurants that I have to go to. So, yeah, all that to say, I'm going to be in Florida anywhere from either, let's see, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It could be as short as 5 days. It could be 7 days. And then we're going to drive across the country and hit all of those diners, drive-ins, and dives locations. And then we'll be back in Flagstaff. Okay, guys, as always, when I'm taking a big trip, I put out my suitcases about a week in advance, maybe 2 weeks in advance, because this one isn't going on a cruise or traveling to Europe or something like that. I didn't feel like I needed to have it out for a couple of weeks, but this is going to be out for a week. So I'm making the trip across the country, of course, to get my mom. There's going to be probably a week or close to a week in Florida, and then driving across the country. So I've got some of the clothes that I've already picked out. Flip-flops, there was snow on the ground here a couple of weeks ago, and but in Florida it's 80, so I have to kind of pack for for warm weather, but also we're going to be driving across the country, so eventually we're going to get hit cold weather. So anyway, this is where I'm going to put my clothes. Here's where I'm going to have like my makeup bag and toiletries, blow dryer, all that kind of stuff. This is my carry-on bag, and so I'll have my laptop in there, and book and some different things like that. Okay, the other thing that I do is so forgive the mess in my bathroom right now, but this is the makeup bag that I am going to be taking with me, and I already have it loaded up with all the stuff that's going to go with me on the trip. And so for the next week, I am only going to be, sorry, I can't seem to get that zipped while I'm holding my phone. So I'm only going to be working out of this makeup bag, not that makeup box, for the next week, because I don't want to forget anything. And so if I'm working out of this, then it'll come to mind, oh yeah, I need my eyeliner, I didn't put it in here. And that's actually what happened the other day. So, or I'll be like, oh wow, where are my Q-tips? And so this is kind of what I do. So there's this, and then over here, this is my toiletry bag. And so I've got my shampoo and conditioner and my hair products, and that's my skincare stuff is there. I have in the other bag is my makeup. So this, of course, will all, fold up into a little bag and go into my suitcase. But I really like to work out of those things just for the week preceding my trip to make sure I haven't forgotten. Here's the other reason why it's a good idea to do that, and that is because we get into such a habit with putting putting stuff away. So if I were to get out my foundation, like let's say that I have it packed on the last day of my trip, on the last day before my trip starts, and I go ahead and I pull my foundation out of my makeup bag that I'm gonna travel with, and I use my foundation, inadvertently, I'm gonna set that thing back where I normally keep it instead of putting it back in the travel bag. I have done that so many times. So if I get myself in a habit for a week ahead of my trip, putting things back in the travel bag, then on the day of my trip, when I'm putting on makeup, fixing my hair, whatever, I am less likely to put something back, in the location where I normally keep it instead of putting it in my travel. Also, you guys know that I typically put together a travel notebook so I can keep all of my stuff together. And I know I could just keep this on my phone, and I usually do keep duplicates of things on my phone, but I just like having a notebook. So anyway, this is the mother-daughter road trip, and I'm flying out to Florida on December 6th, and then we're going to be at some point, we don't know yet if we're leaving on the 12th or the 14th to come back. The latest we'll be back will be the 17th. But in here, I have the stuff that I'm going to do leading up to my trip, just stuff I have to plan. Like one of the things I'm going to plan today, sorry for the glaring light, is typing up a list of stuff for John, taking care of the pets, different things I need him to do around here. Let's see if I can flip through. This is where I'm going to be, I'm going to list all the stuff that I really want to take with me, as well as the stuff I already have in there to make sure I've got a nice balance of things. Here I have toiletries and stuff. This is what I plan to do each day. There are certain things I really want to do, and certain things that I, it'd be nice to do, but like here, Saturday through, I think it's going to be Wednesday, I want to see at some point, I want to see my two girlfriends. They were my next door neighbors, my niece and her husband, hopefully, my brother and sister-in-law. There's some places I would love to go for food. Maybe go to Busch Gardens. We still have an annual pass that's good. There's a store I love called Clothes Mentor, and there's another restaurant I thought of. So anyway, I've got that, and then here I have my airline itinerary. I'll be putting my boarding passes in here, the hotels where we're going to be staying along the way. Okay, you guys, it's like, I don't know, 6:15 or something like that in the morning. Very dark. Chilly, but I'm only bringing this jacket because I don't want to bring a winter coat. My mom is going to be bringing all of her stuff like that, so I figure when we're driving, if we hit weather and I need a coat like that, I can do that. Anyway, getting on this little plane in Flagstaff, and then I switch to another. I have a couple hour layover, and then I go on to a large plane for Tampa.
Hey guys, so we're in the airport in Phoenix. I have a 2-hour layover, actually 7:30, 2.5. So there's a restaurant in one of these hallways that's actually a really nice breakfast restaurant. And I don't know if I'm in the right, I kind of been thinking I'm on the wrong aisle. So I'm looking for that right now, but I'm hungry. Okay, so this was not the restaurant I was looking for, but it is a good one. It's called Blanco in Terminal 4 in the A aisle, one of the A aisles. And they have a lot of really good Mexican foods. I have huevos rancheros. Okay, so that was not the restaurant that I was hoping to find. I can't remember where that restaurant was. Maybe it closed. Probably the last time I actually sat in a restaurant to eat here at this airport was probably before COVID, so it probably closed. Anyway, Blanco, it's called Tacos and Tequila. They had a really good huevos rancheros. They had very expensive and not very good coffee. That was disappointing. $4.50 for just bland coffee. But the huevos rancheros was really good. So on my next flight, I actually downloaded a few movies from Amazon Prime. So I have a couple of movie choices. And then I brought some knitting because I'm giving a scarf to my mom for Christmas. She got rid of all of her winter stuff, so she's going to be in need of some things. And so I figured she's going to be living at my house when she comes back before her house is done. So when am I going to work on the scarf? When she's there at my house? Like, wait till after she goes to bed.
Guys, I am heading over to my brother's house. This is Saturday. I got here yesterday, and sorry about the bouncing around of the camera. I just got it, I don't have my regular holder, and so I've got it kind of propped up on the dashboard, so it's kind of bumping around. But anyway, I'm heading to my brother's house. My mom is going to a dinner show, like a dinner with a musical kind of a thing. She bought season passes with a friend of hers, and she's not going to be able to use the whole thing, the whole pass, but she thought she would go to the last show tonight. So I'm going over to hang out with my brother tonight. I might be able to show you some video of his house. He got flooded out, 5 feet of water in his house with Hurricane Helene. And anyway, he and his wife have been living in their RV in their driveway. But now the house is livable enough that they can be inside. So my mom and I think I had mentioned before that we're planning to hit diners, drive-ins, and dives locations as we're driving across the country. So we're going to call it Eating Across America. And we started last night, actually, not with diners, drive-ins, and dives, but just with favorite restaurants of John and mine from when we lived here. So last night we had Jet's Pizza, which I guess is a chain, and they even have one in the Phoenix area. We didn't know about it though. Has the most amazing Detroit style pizza. Oh my gosh. If you have one in your area, even if you don't like deep dish pizza, if you like I prefer thin crust pizza, but this stuff, my gosh, is so good. And make sure you get the 4-corner pizza, or the 8-corner pizza, because they make sure that every single piece you get has 2 sides on it that have this crispy crust on it. So good. So we had that last night for dinner. Then today at lunchtime, we went to this breakfast place called Another Broken Egg. That is also a place that has several locations in Florida for sure. Maybe Georgia, I'm not sure, but if you live anywhere in the Florida, Georgia area, whatever, look up Another Broken Egg. They have such good food. Sorry for the weird light. And such good food, and there's a lot of it. So we shared, and John and I used to do this, we shared their lemon, blueberry, goat cheese pancakes. And then when you order pancakes, and it's 3 pancakes, but they're big fat things, and then they come with 2 eggs fixed however you want it, and then you have your choice of either bacon and like 3 different kinds. There's 3 different kinds of sausage you could choose from if you don't want bacon, or ham, I guess. So it's a lot of food. And then if you're brand new, they give you a dish of what I'm going to tell you about in a second for free, because it's a big draw and people always want to come back when they try it. But it's their biscuit beignets. So it's like fried biscuit dough. And it is so good, and they serve it with marmalade on the side. So we split the pancakes, the eggs, the sausage, and then they gave us an order of 4 of those biscuit beignets. We each got 2 of these little things. It was so good. So then tomorrow night, we're going to Mr. and Mrs. Crab. It's another chain restaurant in this area, but it is really good. It's kind of like Low Country Boil, guys. It is Monday, and boy, we've been busy. We start heading across the country on Thursday. Movers come for my mom on Wednesday. Right now I'm heading over to my niece's house to hang out with her. My brother came over to my mom's house this afternoon for a little while. We hung out and talked, and he was giving us an update on his house. I showed you pictures. Actually, no, I don't think I popped them in at this point yet. So I'm going to show you just kind of a scan. I didn't want to make too much of a spectacle of his house. They've gotten a lot done, but it's still like they didn't have walls. They had most of their drywall ripped out. So it's
so funny that I totally forgot about that you were here for the first one. So it's no different.
Is that a dishwasher?
Yep.
But you had, when we were here that time in January, what was over there was your Viking, or whatever it was, your stove.
Yeah. Oh, before the new one got installed.
so as you look at these pictures, they're still waiting for kitchen cabinets, which I think will come in the next week, and they can't get their sink in the kitchen put in until the cabinets go in. And then they're just, maybe they'll have everything done in 2 or 3 months. My niece's house, however, is much worse. Let's see me there. That's the water out there. The master bedroom. Down the hallway. There's the bathroom is over there. And this is the guest bedroom. And you can see the whole house just from the front door. So they've done a lot of work, but as you can see, there's a lot of work to do. Hey you guys, it's moving day. We actually got a little bit of a delayed start. They originally told us it was going to be yesterday, and they instead did today. There's Mom. The guys are just working like crazy. They had to finish packing probably another half of her house, and it's going great. We've got, I think, 6 guys here, and they're so nice. Muscular Moving Men and Storage is the name of the company. I'm going to do some videos about this, how to select a moving company, and about this company in particular. Anyway, although we did have a delayed storage start, but all is good. We just had to stay an extra night in a hotel, and what time is it, Mom? 1:30, and I think they're planning on being finished at around 4, and we'll go back to the hotel and crash, and then tomorrow we hit the road and head on across the country back to Arizona. Well, today is the first day of our journey across the country. So
The move went well yesterday. The guys were great. I'm going to have to do a video about choosing a good moving company because we did. I mean, there were some flaws with it, but man, on moving day, everything went perfect. Did you think, Mom?
Oh, yes, it's wonderful.
Yeah, so anyway, so we are now heading out of town. We finally, this part of Florida, it's hard to find a good like freeway to get out of town, so we're on all these surface streets. We finally hit a freeway, and we will finish the day in Alabama, in Montgomery, but we're hoping to have lunch today at Backwoods Crossings, which is a farm-to-table kind of a restaurant in Tallahassee. So hopefully we can find that, and that it also is open today. So hey guys, day 2 on the road. We stayed in a hotel outside of Montgomery, Alabama. We had to reschedule our hotels because the movers came a day late, and there wasn't a lot available at the last minute, and so the place we stayed in was pretty much of a dive. Yeah, it was questionable.
$69 a night.
Well, I don't know. I think it was 83 was the highest room they had, but we used my rewards points, so I didn't know how much it was because I was just using points to pay for it. But it was the beds were clean. It was clean. I would say it was clean, but it was just old. Like, it was definitely from the 1970s. The carpet's the same, that orange kind of stuff, and then the furniture. The furniture wasn't beat up. It was just like from the 70s, and so they slapped a fresh coat of paint on the outside of the hotel and made it look really nice. And then it was just very okay. I should have gotten a clue when I saw one group of people pull up, and the guy was bringing his
Stay in the
stuff.
left 3 lanes.
They were bringing their luggage in, and so one guy had all of his stuff in a black trash bag as his
Breakfast in a bag.
his lunch. Oh yeah, they gave us breakfast to go thing, and it was
Brown
a
paper
pro.
bag.
Yeah, well, I kind of expected that part, but just a thing of juice, thing of water. Where did we put those?
Down here.
Okay, a thing of juice, thing of water, an apple, and a breakfast bar. So we haven't eaten them. We haven't had any of it yet. But anyway, all that to say, we're staying in a much nicer place tonight. I've stayed in that hotel in Arkansas that we'll be at tonight. We are not far north of Montgomery right now. We're having lunch today at a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives location in Memphis. It's a barbecue place. Yesterday's stop for lunch was at a farm-to-table place called Backwoods Crossing. I will pop in some pictures right now. My mom got a black bean burger, which is not something she would normally get. She just thought that it looked interesting, and it was very tasty, seasoned really well. And then I had a caprese sandwich with they have like a garden and stuff, and they put their own stuff in it, so it had this amazing homemade pesto and basil in it, and basil in addition to the pesto, and fresh mozzarella and everything. It was really good, and these wonderful beer battered crispy fries. So today we're gonna eat, and that was a Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives location too. So today we're gonna have barbecue, just hoping for a good day. We will end the day just outside of Fort Smith, Arkansas. And then
talking this morning about how the middle days just feel like they're so long. Tomorrow will be a good day because we know we'll end the day at our destination. But yesterday was the longest day of driving. We drove 611 miles. I think today we're driving 530 or something like that. So we got to the hotel last night well after dark, and so tonight I think we should be getting to Tucumcari, New Mexico around 3 o'clock. We're going to have a time change again, and so that'll be nice. We'll get there, and we've got a place that we're going to, Mexican restaurant's really good there, that we're going to go to tonight. But we are currently in Oklahoma. Boy, oh boy, Arkansas is a beautiful state. I mean, cows. There's our first Oklahoma cows. Anyway, Arkansas is a beautiful state. It is just, if we'd been there 6 weeks ago, oh my gosh, the foliage would have been amazing. So we can still see some really bright, beautiful leaf colors on, most of the leaves have fallen, but we could still see some. But there's just tons of rivers. We looked it up. I think we found out it was like 33 rivers in Arkansas, and lakes and all of this. And I mean, it was just beautiful. So I don't know if there's a reason to vacation in Arkansas. I mean, it was lovely to travel through. I guess we are going through Oklahoma, and we're going to be in Oklahoma for a big part of the day. The panhandle of Texas, and then Tucumcari is really not far on the other side of the border of New Mexico. So I'm happy it's going to be a shorter day. Yesterday, did I tell you in the previous video? It was horrendous rain outside of in Memphis before we got to Memphis, and then well after we left Memphis, it was so bad. And then after we got past the rain, we hit fog, and it was just not. I wasn't like necessarily white knuckling, although I was having to stretch out my hands later, so I think I was white knuckling. Yeah, last night it was fairly stressful. It was unsettling, let me just put it that way. So, but yeah, off we go, day 3, one more day to go after today. Okay guys, it's day 4. We are ready to be done with this trip. Stayed in Tucumcari last night. The hotel was great. It was the Fairfield Inn and Suites. It's a pet-friendly hotel, much better than the La Quinta in Tucumcari that is also pet-friendly. This one was actually a really, really nice room. Nice breakfast. The beds were comfortable. Everything about it was really nice. And I think when I looked it up online, because I paid for it with points, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the most expensive room I saw was like $170 or something like that. I could be wrong, but I know there was no room that was $200. It was all under that. I didn't even see anything that was $190. So very reasonable. Had great dinner last night. Las Chaparitas, which means the short women. And it was a family of short women who are the cooks. And my mom had chili relleno, and I had something called quesadillas, which is like a certain kind of stewed meat put into what sort of looks like a taco, but then it's fried. It's super healthy. And then they serve it with a broth that you dip these fried taco things into. Very tasty. Really, really good. So, so if you ever happen to be going through Tucumcari, there's like not much to see there at all. But if you happen to go through there, look for that restaurant. It is in the almost completely boarded up downtown area, and I mean the whole town is super small, but it was really good. Definitely, if you're going on a cross country trip and you have to stop in Tucumcari, that's where you need to go to eat because it was very good. I did do a little bit of digging around to find out why Tucumcari is like how it came to be. Right now it has about 5,000 people that live there. I'm surprised that 5,000 people can live there. Can't have much of an economy. And but apparently at its height in 1950 it had almost 10,000 people, and the railroad goes across the country in this area, kind of along I-40, but it didn't actually, the train didn't actually like come straight through Tucumcari. It actually stopped there as a transfer station. So you can sort of see the tracks that come off of the main track, and then they would transfer things from cargo. Like this is going down south, this is going to be going to Chicago, and it was a transfer station. So it was actually, they said online that that little town and their transfer station played a very significant role in the development of the country. And so then at some point they stopped using it as a transfer station, and there was nothing. Like, it just tanked. If you look at this graph they have, every year since 1950 the population has dropped, and it is now, it's dropped by half now in the 2020 census. And so there's really not a lot there, although they do have an elementary school and a high school and a couple of grocery stores, and they've got some events that happen there, so they do draw some tourists for some different things, art shows and stuff like that, music festivals. But it's a quirky little place. Okay, wow, that was such a good meal. We went to Coda Bakery in Albuquerque. If you're ever going through Albuquerque, or if you live there and you haven't been there, you have to go. It's called a bakery. They do have stuff that they bake, but they have all the typical, it's a Vietnamese, what do they call it, restaurant and deli, and restaurant and tofu house. They make their own fresh tofu. I'm ruined for tofu for the rest of my life. I don't like regular tofu usually. I like it fried, nice and healthy. But anyway, this was like, it was fried tofu. They make it right there in-house, and it's like custard on the inside. It is unbelievable. So we had the number 63, which was the fried tofu noodle bowl. It has like a Korean barbecue sauce, which it looks like soy sauce, but it doesn't taste like that. So it had like little things that looked like, well, it had vermicelli noodles, and then it had like little things that looked like fat noodles, but they were actually daikon radishes that had been pickled, and they even had little strips of cucumber that were also pickled. There were so many flavor sensations in that dish. It was unbelievable. I am stuffed. I didn't stop until I had eaten almost everything. I didn't leave a single piece of tofu on the plate. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I wish I lived close enough to Albuquerque that I could get this on a regular basis. If it was in Phoenix, I would drive to Phoenix to get it. But anyway, it was really good. Coda Bakery, try it out. And it wasn't very expensive. My mom and I got the same things. We got two things, $25.
I love you, Arizona. Your mountains, deserts, and streams. The rise of Dos Cabezas and the outlaws I see in my dreams.